What's going on, Canes fan? Welcome to Junior the Big Dog, your favorite father and son duo covering Miami Hurricanes football and sports. We missed y'all, man. Sorry for not, being there on Thursday, but
That was my fault, guys. My fault.
hey,
I mean, it was for good reasons.
but you know what, Big Dog? The thing is that I got twins coming very soon, so I'm not saying that's the last time that's gonna happen.
That's true.
Because my schedule's gonna be pretty crazy, man. But regardless, we will come to you guys once a week with our live show, no matter what. We will make time for you guys. So, we had to make up for it on this Sunday. So hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday, man. I'm in a good mood. The last couple weeks, man, hasn't been the best of mood for Junior, but you know what? I'm over it to a certain extent, man. We got recruiting going on. We got bowl selection today. So, we're going to find out who we're going to play in the bowl game. And yeah, we're going to talk some recruiting with you guys. We're probably going to do the first half of the show, just, interacting with the chat and whatnot. And then we are going to take calls for the other half of the show, man. If you guys are new here, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime we do upload a video. Hit that like button, please, so this video could get shared and moved up in the algorithm or whatnot. So we want to get as many people to see the video as possible. So yeah, man, we're about almost 30 subscribers, I think, away from 2,000, man. So it'll be great, man, if you guys could spread the word and yeah, subscribe, man, and help out the Junior and the Big Dog family, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this Sunday morning, man.
Absolutely, guys. Let's do a little bit of roll call here early on. Want to say hey to Orange and Green Blood, Cohen. It's all about the U, Cohen. Oh, there we go. And Orange and Green Blood, Charles Burt. Let me make sure I don't want to miss anyone, especially guys.
What's up, Big Kane, Jeff Booker, Ben Pratt, Mr. HD.
Dennis Wilson, Seabrook, Kane in the Desert, Anthony Manzano, Mr. HD, you mentioned. Stacy Hall, Jared Watts, Landfound, Clavon, Tony Kidd, Kyle, Eddie the Cane, El Matador, Carrie, what do you say? Hialeah Bread, Dreadlock, David, Schopfer, Martin joining us all the way from Botswana, where it is evening.
That's the cool thing about our Sunday morning lives too, is that Martin could join us all the way from Botswana, man. So thank you so much, Martin. You're in this chat. You're watching our live anytime we go live on Sunday morning, man. So thank you for that. We really do appreciate it.
We love to have you. Saeed, what do you say, Macho Man? Ben Pratt, Jeff Booker, Big Kane, Bill K, Sammy is joining us. What do you say, Sammy? Jackson Porter with a donation. Bowl projections and matchups. Go Canes. Jackson, we're definitely going to get to those. Thank you so much for the donation. Tabardine, Brandon, man, just love having you guys here. And thank you for sharing your Sunday mornings. Do have an announcement, a couple of announcements to talk about. Number one is we are going to do a Category 5 tomorrow evening on our channel with Wholesome and with Paul from Miami Hurricanes Talk. We're going to do like a season recap show. So please join us. It will be on our channel tomorrow evening. Also, just to give you guys a quick heads up, we're going to change our live chat during the week from Thursdays to Wednesdays at 7. I'm involved here locally with special needs in the district. And the thing is, the school board meetings are on Thursday evenings. So I need to, because of the fact we formed a parent advisory committee for special needs in the entire district. And that's a something that's of a lot of importance to us and to me. So we are going to have to switch it to Wednesdays at 7 for our live chats instead of Thursdays because of the having to go to those school board meetings. That was one of the reasons why this Thursdays was canceled because of those things going on. So we're going to change it to Wednesdays at 7, and we hope all of you can join us then. Starting this week, and about people being so negative.
Well, hold on, man.
I just saw that now, but go ahead. But I want to let everybody know about that. So
Yeah. We got a $2 donation, man, from Jackson Porter. Bold projections and matchups. Go
Right.
Canes, man. We're definitely gonna talk about that, Jackson, man. Thank you so much for your
And
donation.
and
And
land found.
and a $2 donation from Landfound Twins. You're blessed, man. Thank you so much, man. You know what? That's one of the things that I'm in a good mood about, man. Regardless of what's going on with the Canes, man, I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm blessed, man. It's been a kind of a crazy week, to be honest with you, man. You hear about a bunch of crazy stuff going on around the world, especially down here in South Florida with the whole UPS shooting, and then what happened in Pensacola. It's just crazy, man. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on, man. At the end of the day, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, man. I'm breathing. I got twins coming on the way. And yeah, so there's no reason to be down this morning when there's so many other people, man, that are going through a lot of crazy stuff, man. You know what's crazy is that even though when you're going through any hardships in life, man, you hear about other things going on around the world and to other people, and you're just like, man, I wouldn't want to trade shoes with that person, man. So however bad, you think it might be for you, man, it could be 20, 30 times worse for anybody else, man. So, whatever. I just wanted to say that, man. D Howard, I saw you said good morning, Junior. Thank you for adding me on Twitter, man, and liking my son's picture. Of course, D. Hey, man, I love talking with you guys on Twitter, man. I'm about that follow back life. So you guys follow me on Twitter, man. Check me out. Good Vibes 305. And yeah, I always like being on Twitter, man. I think Twitter is good for the most part. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, but I like interacting with you guys, man. And yeah, I like just seeing not just Canes football, but whatever it is, man. I'm on Twitter quite a bit, man. So check me out on Twitter, man. But
we have someone new, Rudy Sutton. Thank you for joining us. Everybody, welcome him. And obviously, Das Hus, Royal. What do you say, Ro?
Oh, we got Rudy. Rudy Sutton said, "What's up, guys? New to the page. Thank you so much, Rudy, man. Subscribe if you haven't already, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
And make sure you hit that notifications bell, Rudy, so you're notified. We are going to put out those recruiting videos for the new commitments. We haven't had a chance to do it yet because of all the stuff. I had a meeting to give you guys an idea. I had a meeting with the whole school board special needs aspect Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then have another meeting coming up Monday and Wednesday. And then Thursdays, but the Wednesday one's early. And then Thursday evening also. So a lot of stuff to do and just love to have you guys with us. But we are going to put out those recruiting videos. And like I said, we're going to do our live chats on Wednesday. And you guys want to get to it, start answering some questions. In terms of Jackson Porter's question, Jackson, it's really hard to I mean, one of the things that Junior and I were talking about before we went on air is that I'd like to play UCF in a bowl game. I think that would be something that would be good. But until they have the selection show, it's really hard knowing. I know there's I've heard people say as many as 6 or 7 different bowls that we could end up playing. So we'll see. I mean, I would like to, if it's not a team like UCF, I'd like to see a team from Texas, a team from California, or a team from Georgia. Georgia doesn't have many options just because I want a recruiting footprint in those states. Because we know after Florida, you got Cali, Texas, and Georgia are the next hotbeds, probably in that order of football. So I'd like to take on those. Birmingham says we're playing FAU. That's a possibility too. Is that set, Birmingham, or is that something? Or is
that's not set yet?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I knew when I came on, it wasn't set.
I'll be whack.
I saw also people. Ben Pratt is asking. A lot of other people were asking, what do we think about Jonathan Garvin declaring for the draft? I think personally it was a mistake. He did not have the best of seasons. And a lot of times, man, it's not just about improving your draft position because of money. A lot of times it's improving your draft position because when you get drafted higher, the team is invested more in your success. No one remembers the 7th rounder got cut, but if you got drafted in the 2nd round, you got cut soon. People are going, "Oh, look, 2nd round draft pick just got cut." So I think it was a mistake from that part, because I think Jonathan Garvin coming back for his senior year could have absolutely. I mean, he has the physical tools to be drafted much higher than he's going to be drafted. But at the end of the day, it's hard to tell a young man keep doing it for free when you keep be getting paid. But I do think it's a mistake overall. But I wish him the best, and I'll be rooting for him.
No, 100%, man. What's up, Slim Shady? I think it's yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough with Garvin because you saw what happened like with Joe Jackson and whatnot. But my only thing is you gotta weigh out the possibilities or the chances is a better word to use, that how much do you think Garvin's draft stock will go up if he comes back for his senior year? Are we talking about, you know, I just don't see. I understand the critiques, and I said it on Twitter. I understand, you know, the critiques on Garvin leaving early to a certain extent, man, but I don't see, you know, Garvin blowing up and getting, you know, 13, 14, 15 sacks next year. I just, the gap of where his draft stock is now compared to where it could be next year, I don't know if it's worth the risk to come back for another year and possibly get hurt.
That's I'll go ahead.
No. When you know you have an opportunity to declare for the NFL draft, you're going to get drafted. He's not going to be, you know, a first, second, maybe not even a third rounder, but I just don't see him being a fourth, fifth rounder and him jumping up to a first or second rounder coming back for his senior season. That's only my opinion. So I don't know if the risk is necessarily worth him coming back for another year, but I understand both sides to it, I guess.
I do see second round possibilities if he were to go back for another year.
I don't know, man.
Now, mind you, but what you're saying is true. You have the reward is a little bit of a reward because, like you said, the difference between a fifth and a second rounder is
it's huge. Oh yeah,
right. But the risk of a serious injury is a much bigger gap between what happens. So I understand, man. And listen,
and look, hey, listen, big dog. As another thing, man, you know, Jalen Phillips, Harvey. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna necessarily take any snaps away from Garvin, but those guys need to get a look next year.
Yeah.
So there are going to be snaps taken to a certain extent. So is Garvin gonna have the opportunity, man, to really, you know, get a possible draft stock, you know, change in my, you know, so I don't see it, man, because I want to see Harvey next year. I want to see Jalen Phillips. You're talking about a guy that elite talent with Jalen Phillips, man. I'm talking about the number one recruit overall in 2017, man, and we haven't even seen him yet. So, and I think Harvey is a dog, man, and hopefully we're gonna see him in the bowl game because Garvin's not gonna play the bowl game, and neither is Hill. So hopefully, you know, we'll get to see Harvey in the bowl game, man. But I just see, and then you also got, you know, Chance Williams, and you got a lot of guys coming in, man, on that defensive line. So I don't know. I feel like some guys have the possibility of eating into some of his snaps, and I just don't see him going from a fifth to a second. And I don't know. That's just my opinion, man. Like, I'm gonna miss him. I think Garvin's a heck of a player. The talent is there 100% to be, you know, a late first rounder, you know, second rounder. I think the talent is legitimately there for Garvin. I just don't see his draft stock going through the roof like that just because he's coming back for his senior year. So,
well, and if you think about it, now, mind you, I understand there's a lot of question marks surrounding Jalen Phillips because of his injury issues. I think people have a question about whether he loves football or not because of his interest in music and the like. But you can make a serious case that best case scenario, Jalen Phillips comes back next year like the Jalen Phillips that we know he can be, and Jonathan Garvin sort of becomes what Patchen was this year, being on the field where we want to see Phillips and Rousseau.
Yeah, but that's a stretch, though.
No. He's not. He's much better than Patchen. What I'm saying is that he might not be one of the two best guys.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
Next year. Yeah. Because now that's best case scenario on Jalen Phillips. Right. But if Jalen Phillips comes back that way, you have Greg Rousseau. Are we going to love seeing Jonathan Garvin playing in?
Yeah. No, I
You
got
know?
you. Yeah, I got you.
So I understand. Listen, and I'm rooting for him. And he's a really good young man. On top of everything, he's a hard worker. You saw he got.
Dennis. He'll get drafted.
Yeah.
He'll get drafted for sure.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely get drafted. I mean, I'm thinking probably somewhere near where Joe Jackson got drafted. I think he's probably looking right now at a 5th rounder. Now, I do believe if he came back and had the type of year we thought he was going to have this year, then you're looking at a 2nd rounder, I think would be his top end. Yeah. But
Stunner boy doesn't think he'll get drafted. I don't know, man. Yeah.
I mean, Stunner, he might get drafted and still end up on a practice squad. A lot's going to depend on
100%. 100%.
You know, a lot of times it depends on, if he goes to a team that's, rebuilding their defensive line.
But look at the team. But look at Joe Jackson, man. Joe Jackson went late, and look what he's doing with Dallas. Yeah. I mean, hey, I see that being a similar trajectory for Garvin, in my opinion.
I agree. I think it would have been much, much different if he had the type of year that we thought he was going to have. If he had a Rousseau type year, he's in the 1st round. Because he has the physical abilities.
Well, Big Dog, I'll be honest with you. If Rousseau would have started from the beginning of the year, I think Garvin does have that year.
Oh, we would take more of the pressure. Yeah.
We saw Garvin coming on late once Rousseau started taking off, because obviously the offensive line was starting to pay more attention to Rousseau. So we started to see I was gonna say Trayvon. We were starting to see Garvin, see glimpses of the Garvin we saw in 2018. So I think if Rousseau would have started from the get-go, I think we would have seen a lot more production from Garvin, in my opinion.
And I think Garvin's going to impress at the combine. I think he's going to impress. You have to remember, Garvin has tremendous bend. Okay, he's very agile for a defensive end. Okay, there's a reason why. I mean, he's like they call what there was like people called him Spider and stuff like that. He has that bend, he has the athleticism. He's a hardworking guy. He's a guy who does well. I think he's going to do well. In the bench press, they measure how many times you can bench 225, and I think Garvin, by the way that he works in the weight room, is going to do well in that. Also, I think he's going to do well in short area quickness. So overall athleticism for a defensive end. So I think there's a lot of upside for Garvin, which I think we'll get him. Like I said, we'll get him drafted. In terms of, obviously, a lot's going to depend on what team he goes to, on whether he's going to be a first-time contributor, a first-year contributor, or whether he's not going to be. But he has upside. Garvin has a lot of upside for whoever team drafts him. So. But like you said, I mean, what you could gain coming back for his senior year, you have to weigh that against possible injury,
right?
So,
and not just possible injury, Big Dog. Who's to say he has a year that's less productive than what he had this year? I mean, there's a lot of things
that's hard to imagine. As a senior, unless he's injured, he would be more productive than he was this year.
No, I'm just saying that's something that's
and if Blake Baker gets his head out of his, what?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I know. Stacy's saying, Big Dog, do you think JT4 Bandy leave next year? Well, hold on. I think you're talking about, because I don't know. I don't even think JT4 comes back necessarily
for the bowl game.
Man, I don't know, man. See, if you're Jeff Thomas, Big Dog, like, really?
If I'm Jeff Thomas, I come back. But I don't think that's what he's going to do. I think he's leaving.
But you think he's going to try to transfer, or you think he's going to?
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, here's a young man. Okay, he's already going to have. Listen, one of the things that you're seeing in the NFL, and we saw it with Gerald Willis, is it's not like it used to be. There was a day back in the NFL where even if you had some character concerns, if you had the talent, they take a chance on you. Nowadays, they have seen data, and remember, everything is being data driven nowadays.
That's where I'm at, Stunner Boy, too.
And they've seen the data that the guys that have issues many times are bust in the league, because money people think money is the end all and be all of happiness. Money just magnifies things. It really does. And I'm not saying, obviously, it's a lot better to have it than not have it, because it doesn't buy happiness, but it damn sure rents it. But the thing is that what the NFL has seen, that a lot of players that have issues in college, once they get to the NFL, and even though there's money, a lot of them just flame out, and so it's not like it used to be. And JT4, for whatever reason, he's been suspended multiple times. He's left the team, came back to the team, had problems with coaches. NFL looks at those things and goes, listen, I get it. You run a 4-3, but man, you have some issues. Now, speed kills. Okay, speed kills. And on top of the speed that Jeff Thomas has, the acceleration and the short area quickness that he has make him a slot nightmare in the NFL.
I'm sorry, man, but if Jeff Thomas just shows up to the combine, he's gonna get drafted.
That's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
But nowhere near where he thinks he's going.
No.
Because the days of the NFL, rolling the dice. Guys, you remember
what's up, Logan?
Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil had top 5 ability, and he slid all the way to the Dolphins because of the photo with him in the gas mask. Okay, which was that was an amazing photo. A lot of things going on there.
That was fun.
Yeah. But but the thing is, with Tunsil, he had top 5 ability.
Oh yeah.
And listen,
I think that was a great first round draft pick.
Absolutely, I agree. And he's doing a good job in the NFL, so he's most definitely not been a bust.
No,
but
he hasn't lived up to that top 5 though.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but he's nearing Pro Bowl caliber though.
He made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, but nowadays the Pro Bowl, I call Pro Bowl caliber not guys that make the Pro Bowl, because nowadays the Pro Bowl is a joke the way they do it nowadays. The 2 teams are in the Super Bowl. None of their players are there, and then it's become a mess.
Royale loves Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil. We're having an argument back and forth because he thinks Tunsil is trash. And I told him, I was like, I don't think he's trash.
Decent. No, he's decent. He just hasn't been, he hasn't been that guy either. But the time that the NFL would take high draft picks of guys that had issues, that's past.
Yeah.
That's past. And the thing with Jeff Thomas is he's had a bunch of issues.
Yeah.
So maybe if I was him, I'd go back for another year and keep my nose clean and ball out. But we shall see.
Yeah.
So and the other one was Trajan Bandy. Listen, in the NFL, Bandy's going to be a slot corner. That's going to be. They're not going to put Bandy on the outside, so he's not going to be drafted ever. Going to be drafted high. And I mean, Bandy, you can make a case. Slot corners. I mean, he's been productive, so maybe he gets drafted. But if he gets drafted, it'll be late. Yeah, Chris, you remember that hit? That was the greatest hit ever.
Yeah. Tony the Kid says any news on Flo? And guys, can we stop talking about Tennyson, man?
That depresses him.
Because that
one of Junior's favorite recruits for this class.
That depresses me, man.
Yeah.
Tennyson's not Tennyson's not coming, Tony. He's committed to Auburn, man, and yeah, he's not coming, man. But Flo, who knows? At this point, to be honest, I think it's between Clemson and Miami.
Yeah.
But
we're definitely running second.
Yeah, I there's no inclination, no.
Andrew Ivins, I don't know where he got this, but Andrew Ivins on 247 reported that it was his understanding that the losses to FIU and Duke really hurt our standing with Flo.
But to be honest, that sounds like an opinion.
I don't know, but the way he was saying it, it sounds like he has it was like he was quoting it like a source, that he had a source. Now he did.
Speaking of which, he did have some conversations, man. And I know there was a lot of talk about Fred Davis coming in for like a secret official visit, man. That is not true. He was here for Art Basel, and I guess Pickney is like his cousin and another player. I forgot who exactly. So they were out to who?
Was it Frierson?
I don't remember, big dog.
I don't remember. I don't remember who the other player was.
I know it was Pickney, and they were out.
There was two players that are related to him somehow.
They were out to eat and whatnot, and they're on Instagram and blah blah. And then everybody got hyped because then Clemson went and offered Kendall Dennis, which was expected because they've had Kendall Dennis like 100% to Clemson like for a while now. So that offer kind of was expected, but the timing of the offer is what threw Kane's fans for a frenzy on Twitter because, you know, oh my God, what? He's in town. He's with Pickney. Secret official visit. What? Oh, now Clemson's offering Kendall Dennis out of it. So everybody's like, wait a second. Hold up. But nah, man, that was all smoke. And
now, yeah. I will say one thing in defense of those that were reading the tea leaves.
Peyton, that's what it was. He was with
Peyton. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It was Peyton and Michael Pickney.
That's what it was.
You can make a case that Fred Davis coming down for Art Basel. I don't necessarily buy that.
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of football players go to Art Basel.
Yeah. Hey, big dog. That's like a cool thing now. Like
it's like a thing now.
It's a thing now.
I've been out of South Florida for a long time.
It's not my thing. It's like
no. I know. I saw a picture. My niece went there with her husband, and I saw a picture on Facebook. From them going there. But I'm like,
a lot of people of people go there, big dog. That's like an attraction. That's like a thing now, you know, down here. But so I do believe it, and I don't believe we're flipping him or there's any talks about flipping him or whatnot. And then Andrew Ivins even said that I guess he talked to some sources with the staff, and they were like, yeah, as much as they wish that they could get him in for an official visit, that wasn't the case. So, you know, it is what it is.
Marcus was asking me what my handle was on Inside the U. Marcus, it's on 247. I believe on 247 I'm Carr, which is my initials, Big Dog. I think that's my handle, Marcus, on there.
What's going on, yeah, Marcus,
Shonda? Shonda's with us.
Yeah, and shout out to you, Shonda, because I don't know the details, but I did see the comment that you left, Shonda, talking about, you know, Canes fans. I think somebody said that Elijah was decommitting, or I don't know, man. And so Shonda was kind of like, you know, she wanted to put a stop to rightfully Absolutely. So, man. But you know what, Shonda, you know why I appreciate what you did so much, because we've had this conversation over and over and over again about how these kids and these parents, they see the negativity on Twitter and they see, you know, people adding players and stuff like that. And, you know, I've had so much pushback from people saying like, oh, that doesn't matter, doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, nobody pays attention to that. They don't care.
For a parent of a recruit to come out and say, listen, you guys think it doesn't matter, but this, and this, and this. And she's legitimately worried about her son, and, you know, and it's crazy, man. So the fact that you came out with that, Shonda, that was real cool. And hopefully that would put some, you know, bring the noise down, the noise level down a little bit with some fans that thought that was all smoke. But yeah, but thank you for joining us on a Sunday morning, and happy Sunday to you as well.
And that's the thing, guys. I mean, listen, obviously when you have a season like this, criticism is warranted, and we've criticized, but here's what I think people should realize. Everything that we criticize, or that whatever we say here, we would say the same type of things on Twitter, and we would defend in front of the person who we're saying it about. Meaning, don't say anything that you wouldn't say to someone in person. And there's a difference of criticizing a person's performance than criticizing a person. or going at somebody's character or going at somebody's and especially when we're talking about young men. That's a different thing, So and I am glad that Shonda did that. So I was proud of you.
That was cool. All right, so let's start talking about recruiting.
Recruiting, okay? Yes.
Let's start talking
guys. What do you guys want? Who do you want to start with in terms of recruiting, guys? Let me know.
I think Keyshawn Green is going to be a Hurricane.
Yes, I think Keyshawn Green's in the boat.
I think Keyshawn Green is in the boat.
Now, qualifier, Gaines fam, buckle your seatbelts on the Keyshawn Green ride, because I have a feeling it's going to take some ups and downs. Meaning, just because he commits, I don't have a lot of warm fuzzies that it's going to be. Now, mind you, when he committed to FSU, he basically shut it down. So I'd like to him shut it down with us. I do believe Keyshawn Green's going to commit to us. I would not be surprised if it happens today or tomorrow. But Keyshawn Green made it very clear that even though he commits, he said, this is according to his own words, he's not going to sign until February. And from the way he made it sound, it sounded like, listen, he said great things about the Hurricanes. He said right now the Hurricanes are number one, and it's not close. I think he said Nebraska was number 2.
Yeah, but they were a far second.
But they were a very distant second,
right,
is what he said. So the reason he didn't decommit earlier is that he wanted Odell Haggins to get the head coaching job at Florida State. And he said that if Odell got the head coaching job, that he would stay with FSU. When obviously it appears that he's most definitely not going to get the job, he decommitted. So I do believe Keyshawn Green is going to commit to Miami fairly soon. But don't be surprised, guys, if you see a visit from him elsewhere or him still having contact, because the way he made it sound about I'll commit, but I'm not going to sign until February, that got me a little leery.
It did.
So take it for what it's worth.
But nonetheless, I think he will indeed commit to us.
I do. And I think he ends up with us eventually. I just want to prepare Kane's family to that it's going to be it's probably going to be a ride.
It could be.
And you might hear a rumor here or a rumor there. So, but I do believe Keyshawn Green ends up suiting up for the Miami Hurricanes, and he's not an early enrollee, so we don't get him until May or after May.
Correct. So yeah, that's the first name I want to talk about. The highlight of the headliner, I guess you could say, for this weekend was Darnell Washington.
Correct.
Now,
by the way, for you guys that didn't know, Keyshawn Green, 6'3", 195, got timed at a laser 4.49. 4.49. That's a Miami linebacker. Yeah. And Keyshawn Green, I'll tell you right now, he is going to find his way onto the field as long as there's no other issues with anything else as a freshman.
Yeah.
So that's how good of a player Keyshawn Green is. And I'm very, very Green is not an early enrollee.
Stunner boy. 100%, man. I'm not listen, okay. Qualifier. We're not saying I'm not getting my hopes up about these recruits until they sign on the dotted line is when I'll be like, okay, for sure, we have them in the boat. But the fact that I mean, I like recruiting, man. I think it's fun, man. I like the rumors. I like we might get this guy. I like it.
I like following it.
I love it.
You guys know how much we like following recruiting.
Right. So I'm always on hey, big dog. Like when the whole Fred Davis thing was happening, I was like, hold the phone. I was like,
dude, I started
blowing up big dog on
DMs to like sources and stuff. What do you guys know? What do you guys know? Nobody knew anything.
Yeah.
But somebody had mentioned about him being at the Rusty Pelican. It was my understanding that Green wasn't at the Rusty Pelican. He was at some other.
No, it was Green that was at the Rusty Pelican, and then he sent out the
Keyshawn Green.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Keyshawn Green that was at the Rusty Pelican.
Well, I think somebody had mentioned he was on the Rusty Pelican, but he was actually at some other restaurant. The Canes people were at I'm sorry. My bad. Keyshawn Green, I started confused him now with Fred Davis. Keyshawn Green was at the Rusty Pelican.
Right, yeah.
Cane staff. You're right.
Yeah.
Some people reported that Fred Davis was at the Rusty Pelican, but he wasn't. He was at some other restaurant.
Yeah, he was at some other restaurant.
Right. But Keyshawn Green was at the Rusty Pelican with the coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up, but I love it, man. I love recruiting. Me and the big dog love recruiting. So we're obviously gonna talk about it. So let's talk about Darnell Washington, man. What do you think, big dog?
I think ultimately we don't end up with Darnell Washington, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't. I think Washington is the fact that we have Brevin and Will Mallory coming back. Georgia.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Kobe too, Kyle.
Yeah, Georgia. Gilbert, the tight end from Georgia, ended up going to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So now Georgia definitely is ramping up the intensity with its recruiting of Darnell Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Bama is also, because I think Bama thought that they were going to be in play for Gilbert. The fact that we have a couple of tight ends, guys, I know that this might come back to haunt me because of Jimmy Graham, but long term, I really see Darnell Washington's future being a tackle. I really do. I don't see Darnell Washington at that size. I mean, he's a legit 6'8". Okay. And I mean, there have been, I think once you get to 6'6", 6'7" on tight ends, it's man, you're getting close. You're getting close to that. Now, mind you, I think you could convert Darnell Washington into being a great offensive tackle because he has tremendous athleticism for that size.
But he wants to be a tight end, big dog.
I know he wants to be a tight end, and I think
we utilize tight ends more than the Bamas and
absolutely. Listen, we're tight end you as of right now. We still have 6 tight ends in the NFL. So, and by the way, guys, I just want to throw this out there for any other football geeks, guys. What the NFL channel and the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the NFL are doing with this 100th anniversary is awesome. Those 100 all-time team shows, all those shows that they're putting on NFL channel. If you're a football geek, watch that, guys, because it is tremendous. They are. It's a great shows what they're doing. Yeah, David. I mean, Graham is very tall. That's why I said that. You have exceptions. When I see Washington, man, I think he could make a great offensive tackle. I do. And but he wants to play tight end. I mean, do I think we have a shot at him? Yes. I think if we had a good season, I would have thought that shot was probable. But I have a feeling he ultimately ends up in the SEC with either Georgia or Alabama. I don't think Tennessee is a real player. I know people have said Tennessee is in there also, but listen, he's coming down the week before early signing period. So, or 2 weeks, because he came down this week, so it's 2 weeks before early signing period. I mean, that's a possibility. Okay. I'll give you percentages. 15%. I say 15% that we get Washington.
You said how much?
15.
Oh, you're that low? I don't think I wouldn't say that, big dog. I'll go. I think it's like a 60-40 situation. 40 that we do and 60 that we don't. That's where I'm at.
So you need 40% for us to get him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kobe Baynes. What do you think about Kobe Baynes, big dog? Oh, wait a second. Hold on. We'll get to that transfer portal question after this one. What do you think about Kobe Baynes, big dog? There's a flip because he is committed, I believe, to Louisville.
Yeah, he's committed to Louisville.
But
I like his tape. I do like his tape a lot. I know Butch Barry likes him a lot.
6'4", 300 pounds.
Yeah, 300-pounder. Athletic. I think some people talked about he is definitely an interior guy. So because I heard, I think it might have been Ivan said something about him playing right tackle. No, he's an interior guy. He is 100% interior.
Yeah,
I like his tape quite a bit. I mean, from what it sounded like, he sounded solid to Louisville. I think the fact that we didn't, Butch Berry was a little ambivalent on Baynes because he wanted to see his senior tape. And his senior tape was very, very good. So then Butch Berry ramped up the effort on Baynes.
Well, to give you guys an idea, it's been less than a month since we offered Baynes.
Yeah.
We offered him on the 15th of November. So he's been committed to Louisville since June.
Yeah, we came late to the party. And again, that's one of those things that if we had a 10-2 season, then maybe we get Baynes no matter what. But we didn't. So I'm not feeling Baynes to Miami either. I'm not feeling him. I'd probably give a 20%.
I don't know, man.
Stunna says 30. Yeah, Stun. I mean, you could talk me into 30. So it's not, mine's not a hard 20, but I definitely think he's more likely to stay with Louisville than with us.
Stay with Louisville.
Slim Shady with the donations. Thank you, Slim Shady, so much.
He says, Junior the Big Dog, what about Sean Taylor's little brother? He has looked good, granted, against lesser competition.
Yeah, I like him. And man,
for the dono, Slim.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Slim. I like him, and his face is eerie because he looks a lot like his brother. But no, Slim, I don't even think he's Power 5, frankly. And I don't think he's a take for us.
I understand the emotional connection, man, but you know what, guys? We're gonna keep it objective, and we just that's not a take for the Canes, man.
Yeah, he's had a great season, and he plays with everything he has, but he's small and he's slow, and that's not a good combination,
right?
And, so I love it. I'll be rooting for him, but he's not. I don't think he's a take at all for Miami, and I really don't think, as of right now, it's still Coastal Carolina and Rhode Island. Can you check his offer his offer list? See if anybody else has come in.
Last time I checked, that's what it was, man.
Yeah, I mean, if that gives you an idea, Kane Gang Sniper, he is small. He might be listed at 5'10", but I don't think he's 5'10".
He has, to give you guys an idea, man. He's got some more offers, big dog. He's got Akron, Bryant, Coastal Carolina, Jackson State, Rhode Island.
There you go,
guys. That's not.
There you go. There's not a Power 5 school that's offered him.
Right. So
go give his height and his
he's 5'10", 170 supposedly.
5'10", 170 supposedly, and what was his 40 time? 4.7 change.
Yeah.
That's slow.
Before we but Slim Shady, man, thank you so much for the where you at, Michael?
If you're 5'10" and 170 and you're running a 4.7 and change, that's not fast and that's not big.
Yeah, so D saying he's 5'8". Yeah, I don't see him being 5'10".
Yeah, I don't think he's 5'10".
That's where I'm at. 5'8", maybe 5'9".
Did they measure him when he was check again? Did they measure him when he was at the camps?
Hold on, before we get there, man. We got a $5 donation from Michael Love, man. He says, "Thank you guys for the great content and analysis. Everyone on here, smash that like button and subscribe." Thank you so much, Michael, for the donation, and yeah, man, for tuning into the channel, man. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, he wanted to also talk about the transfer portal. Michael, we're definitely going to talk about the transfer portal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
that linebacker from
I am high. Now, if you guys want to talk about legacy, I am high on Devontae Brown. I am high on Brown, and I think we get his commit. Yeah, I think Brown is coming down. For you guys that didn't know, Brown is the son of Selwyn Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So he is also a legacy player. But I am high on Brown, and I think it's down between us and UCF, and I think we get Brown. I do. So with Brown, it'd be more like an 80-85%, Marcus, and I do like him. He's lengthy. He's a tall corner, and I like his cover skills. I do.
Who's the dude that was committed to Arizona State, big dog? Who's also visiting this weekend? Wasn't it
Devontae?
It's Brown, right?
Devontae. It was Devontae committed to Arizona State. You're right. There's a guy committed to Arizona State.
It wasn't Slaughter. It wasn't Slaughter. I think it was Brown, big dog.
It is Brown. I think you're right. I think it
Oh
is.
no, it's Slaughter. So
it is
it is
Slaughter.
Slaughter.
Okay, it is Slaughter.
I know what I know. Yeah, I think it was Slaughter. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Kane.
Slaughter.
Thank you, Kane in the desert. Yeah, it
Thank you,
was.
buddy.
And
Yeah.
I love his name.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a name.
For safety.
Slaughter on the back.
Yeah. I do think we have a good shot at Slaughter. I do.
Yeah.
I think that's a sign though that we're not getting Avante Williams and we're not getting Tennyson and we're not getting the those other safeties.
Well, hey, but hold on. I have a bold prediction for you.
What's that?
I think we get Francois back in this class.
Now, Francois is a possibility. Now, here's the thing. You guys want to know if Francois is a possibility? If we do not take Slaughter's commitment, then you know that we're feeling Francois. And I know, guys, I feel the same way you do. 2 commits and 2 decommits is more than enough for me to ever count on Jaden Francois. But you also can't cut your nose off to spite your face. And Manny has at least kept his word in that he started looking. Now, Francois has apparently doubled back to us, and it's between us and Nebraska. I think we win that. And
I don't know if he's begging to get back in Canada Desert, but the fact that
I think he's asking. He might not be begging, but he's asking.
Manny went out to visit him again, man. And okay, so this is what bothers me a little bit, man, because there's some hypocritical stuff going on there with Manny and Francois. If we're being honest,
I agree.
Because you're talking about, okay, either you want to come here or you don't want to come here. And then, okay, so he wanted to come here, but then he was changing his mind. No. And then he was like, no, I do want to come. No, then he was changing his mind. So which one is it? I understand. Listen, not every recruit gets treated equally. That I agree.
And let's clarify something. Jaden Francois decommitted twice before the season went south.
Right.
So it wasn't like, we were 6-6 and he decommitted. No. He decommitted twice before the season went south.
Yeah. So, hey, I'll be honest, man, because I'm hearing a lot of that. Jay Lotto, he says no one wants to play with our DB coaches. We don't look developed. I don't necessarily agree with that, man. Because I look at Michael Jackson, Bandy. I think he maybe took a step back this year, but I don't know, man. I'm not that disappointed with Rumpf. I'm just that's just my opinion, big dog. What do you think about it?
We have, in terms of recruiting, we have 9 DBs that are 4-stars.
Yeah, so I mean he's recruiting well. Banda is Red Wine's another one. Brandon. I'm fine with our DB coaches, to be honest with you, man. I and look at the development as well of Robert Knowles. You know what I'm saying? I understand he had the experience and whatnot, but everybody took a step back without Jaquan. Yeah, I mean, we lost a lot of experience in the secondary, guys. Like we were gonna have hiccups and we had some growing pains in the secondary, and we saw some of that. But
yeah, Jaquan is one of those guys you can't measure his
tough, man.
What he brings to a team just by what he does on the field, because he's such a born leader. I mean, Jaquan's one of those guys that if there's 10 people and you send somebody into a room and there's 10 people in the room and you say, the important guy, the first guy he go to is Jaquan.
Yeah,
Jaquan
Jay
carries himself differently.
Jay's not talking about Bando. He's talking more about Rumpf.
About Rumpf. Yeah, I mean, listen, you look what he did with Michael Jackson. You guys remember Michael Jackson, his first year or two at Miami, looked like he was never going to be a baller.
Mm-hmm.
And you could say, hey, he developed enough to where he was a really good corner in college. And he's in the league. So I know, listen, I think a lot of people went south on Rumpf because of what happened with Patrick Surtain and Campbell and Tyson Campbell. And I get that because, man, you coaches at that school. How do you miss out on both? you know, and run
Yeah,
those kids.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Roger. I've seen development
Yeah, I have.
from our corners. So and frankly, I've seen the recruiting from Rumph.
Yeah,
So I know we've lost out on some players and whatnot, but listen, man, the whole Christian Williams thing, I think was big,
yeah,
taking him
there you
away
go.
from Bama, and I think Christian Williams is gonna be he's gonna be a good he's gonna be a good player for us, man. We got Corey. Yeah, I see it there with Rumph. I don't have a problem with Mike Rumph. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, in terms of corners, I think Devontae Brown is the last shoe to drop in terms of corners. I
No,
know.
Bama wanted Christian Williams. No, Bama
Yeah,
did want
that's
Christian Williams.
that's what the Bama people say anytime that they lose somebody.
Anytime they didn't want Daz
He
either.
wasn't a take. That's right. They supposedly didn't want Daz, but yet they kept chasing Daz even after he decommitted.
Yeah.
So
I saw a lot of those tweets. A lot of guys were like, "Man, we got to get this guy Daz." And then he decommitted, and where was that? He was coming to the U, and he was like, "Man, that guy's trash anyway." So Bama every fan base does that.
Saban. No, I don't think we. Well, I know we don't do that on this show. We don't do that on this show.
I'm not saying we do it, but I'm saying every fan base does that.
I got you.
Fan bases do that. So
yeah, they do. They do.
So Brown, you think we get Brown?
I do think we get Brown.
Okay.
And I like Brown. I like Brown quite a bit.
Well, he got the size, man, and I like I think he's 6'2".
I believe so. I believe he's 6'2", and I think he has to fill out some more because I think he's light. He's light in the in terms of weight.
Yeah, but, Prince. You know what, man? I can't disagree with you, man.
What's that?
Prince, because I don't think Prince is a UN fan. He says if you guys didn't talk yourselves up all the time, you wouldn't be so disappointed when you have another terrible season.
Right, Prince, because we're the only fan base that actually has high expectations for our team.
Yeah, but we've been saying that it's this year's going to be different for quite some time.
But so have a lot of teams, man.
I get it. It, man.
Hey, Jim Harbaugh is in the top 10 every year. Is this the year Michigan wins gets in the national championship playoffs and they still haven't beaten Ohio State? And
I get it.
Harbaugh's entire career.
I get it, man.
All fan bases do that, man.
But we do it a lot.
We do, but
we've been waiting for you to be back for a minute, man.
We've also been we've been the elite program in the country.
What you mean we've been the elite program in the country?
I'm saying that in our past we have been the elite program, not one of the elite programs.
Yeah, but it's been a while, big dog.
It's been a long time, absolutely. But my point is, we've been there before.
No. Hey, I'm not.
A lot of teams haven't never been there. Look at Georgia hasn't won a national championship since 1980.
Yeah, not for and
you hear their fan base, they're like a blue blood.
Nah, I know. Yeah, we do hold ourselves to a high standard, man. Hey, but I'll be honest, man, because I was excited about this year.
I was too.
I was excited about Enos. I was excited about Manny, T&M. Let's get it. What new turnover chain? Florida, you ain't got. Let's go, man. And we're sitting here at 6-6, and we might play Louisiana Tech. Okay.
Yeah, no. This has been a complete disaster season.
So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But he's a Clemson fan. Hey, man, it must feel nice. Must feel nice.
10 years ago, if anybody would have said to you that Clemson was going to be an elite program, if you believed it, that was on you because nobody else thought it.
Nobody else thought it. Yeah, I get it.
So that's the thing. It's not.
I used to push back a lot against those criticisms, big dog, about everybody hating on the U, but we got nothing to show for it, man, and we haven't had nothing to show for it in a long time. So I can't even push back that.
No. That we have been historically underachieving for well over a decade. That's a fair point.
Yeah,
that's 100% true.
Yeah.
But we have reasons for unrealistic expectations that a lot of other school fan bases have unrealistic expectations that they don't have the reason for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do we have to compete against under? Yeah, no, man. Prince says, "LOL, I was there for the terrible years. I did the same thing. I'm trying to help you guys."
No. I don't think Clemson. I think that's been overstated. I don't think Clemson ever had a terrible program. I'm not saying they didn't have some really bad years, but I always thought Clemson was a solid program. It wasn't, if you heard a kid went to Clemson, it wasn't, oh, that was a safety school. No, Clemson had a program, but they didn't have the program they've had for the last decade, over the last whatever you want to say, 7-8 years. And even then, guys, you guys have to remember, even then, if I say to you that somebody is Clemson or is Clemsoning, what was Clemsoning known for? Being highly ranked and losing a game against a bad team. That actually became a verb, Clemsoning, because Clemson, even when they started getting over the hump, every year they would lose a god awful game to a nobody,
right? And
they called it Clemsoning when a team did that. Like Ohio State previously to this year, they did it with Iowa, and they did it with Purdue, that they were Clemsoning. So that happens though. But anyways,
yeah, it does happen. Let me see here. You want to start? You want to open it up soon, big dog?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So listen, we're gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines, man, because we did promise that to you guys.
Let's try to keep it to like 2 minutes, guys, 3 minutes, and
yeah, sure, man. Because I would like to interact with more guys, man. You know what? Hold on, I gotta start setting this up.
Georgianing, Origin Greenblood says now they changed it from Clemsoning to Georgianing.
Man, they got spanked.
They got the tar beat out of them.
But LSU's for real, man, and Burrow is for real. So
I know Ohio State didn't look good last night. And I still think Clemson can upset either one of them. But the two best teams in college football.
Everybody's sleeping on Clemson, though.
That's what I'm saying. If these people that think that Clemson have no shot, I'll tell you right now, the team that's the 2 seed, they're in for it, because Clemson has every capability of upsetting one of those 2 teams. Now, I don't think Clemson has enough this year to defeat both, meaning they might have to defeat both to win a national. Obviously, they got to win 2 games to win a national championship, but they might have to defeat Ohio State and LSU. I don't think Clemson has enough for that, but they absolutely have enough to beat the first team that they play, which I have a feeling is going to be. I think LSU is going to jump over Ohio State, because Ohio State did struggle with Wisconsin in the first half, and LSU blew Georgia's doors off. So I think you can make a case that LSU might come in at 1, and then Ohio State at 2, and Clemson at 3. That first game, Clemson, Ohio State better be ready. So a Florida boy says he thinks Clemson's winning it all. Listen, I wouldn't be nobody can be shocked at this point. I just don't think they have enough to win both those games this year. Tabardine says he's another one that thinks that Clemson's going to win both. Yeah, night and day from last year. D. Burnett brings up put up D. Burnett's comment about LSU's offense is night and day from last year. People forget that your likely Heisman Trophy winner, Joe Burrow, was 11 of 24 against us last year. Okay, so that gives you an idea what a difference an OC makes.
Chug Mo Beer, man.
Thank you, Chug. Always supporting us, man. Thank you so much, Chug Mo Beer.
$10 donation, man, from Chug Mo Beer. Says, hello, Junior the Big Dog. Go Canes, baby. Hope you're having a good morning, Chug Mo Beer.
Chug Mo Beer. This is for Chug Mo Beer.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Dazu's Burrow is really, really good.
So low,
man. I'll tell you what, we were group chatting again last night, and I was like, man, I want Burrow for the Dolphins so bad, man, but I don't think we have a shot at him. But man, is he good. That kid is a beast. And he's 6'4", too, to go with everything. And he has the athleticism. Did you see when he turned on the speed yesterday?
Yeah.
He was running away for some fast dudes. And that was, man, and his accuracy is tremendous. Leadership skills. That kid, he check marks literally every single box. That kid check marks. I want Burrow so badly, but unfortunately, it ain't going to happen. D-Burrow, you think he's a product of the system? Listen, I think the system has maximized his abilities, but I don't think he's a system quarterback. Jeremy Winter says Oklahoma and Clemson in a title game. I don't see Oklahoma staying with any of the other three, Jeremy. But listen, many people have been wrong before, including myself. So,
yeah.
Slim Shady with a donation. Thank you, Slim. Always, man, with your support.
Thank
LSU is also more talented and deeper than Miami is right now. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. I see what you're saying in terms of comparing the OCs. Yeah, I mean, I agree that they're definitely deeper in the wide receiver position. Now, I don't think they're more talented in terms of running back for sure.
Right.
I don't think. I mean, Hilaire is a beast. Okay, but we have depth and talent at that running back position, and obviously Burrows is a monster. We have more talent than they do at the tight end. Now they have a much better offensive line, which is the most important aspect of that, and much deeper and better at the wide receiver for sure.
Yeah. Hey man, do we have anybody? Just checking. Do we have anybody that wants to call in?
Yeah, do you guys? Do you have guys that want to call in?
Like, let us know. I don't want to just open up the phone lines if nobody wants to call in, man, because we're having some good interactions right now with the chat, man. If anybody does want to call in, man, we're gonna go ahead and open it up to you guys, and
you let us know. You're already set up, Junior.
Yeah, I'm set up.
Put up Stunna's comment just now, Stunna boy Canes, that we need to get taller wide receivers. Absolutely, Stunna. That's one of the things, man.
Stunna, we do, but
we haven't used the height of.
We're not gonna throw fades to them anyway.
We have D. Wiggins who's 6'3". We no longer have Brian Hightower, who we didn't use. Yeah. I mean, so the receivers that have the height, we don't use their height to our advantage, which is crazy. So,
Martin, how do you call in from Africa? I don't know, Martin.
I don't know. Yeah, Martin. That's
Slim Shady says he does want to go ahead and call in, man. So right. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. I'm gonna
go ahead, Slim. You call in.
Yeah, just a few minutes, guys, and then yeah, I think I know. I already know how to do this, man. I'm gonna put the phone number in, Slim.
KJ squad, you can be next, KJ. Because KJ says he wants to. Wants to do it. He wants to call in.
All right, there you go, man. That's the number to go ahead and call in, guys. So whenever you guys are ready, man, Slim Shady, if you want to go ahead and call in. I don't think I got your number, Slim Shady, so I won't be able to see when it's you. So whoever calls in first gets the first phone call, I guess. But that's the number for now, man. And don't be discouraged because anytime I do get a call, I close it back up, and then when I close it back up, you guys are not able to get through. But as soon as we're done with the caller, man, I open it back up so you guys can go ahead and get.
Big Will wants to call in also.
Big Will, let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Thank you for joining us on a Sunday morning, Big Will.
Yeah, as many people
as we love having you here.
As many people as we can get in, man. We could get in. So, all right. Actually, you know what? I did have your number, Slim Shady. I got you right here, man. What's going on, Slim Shady?
What's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing?
Another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise.
West Tennessee.
How's the weather? You said Tennessee. How's the weather over there?
It's cold. It's in the 40s.
It's in the 40s. Where you at, big dog? How cold is it over there?
It was like 22 yesterday morning. I think right now, I'll tell you right now, it is 27. No, I'm sorry, it's 47. Man, that was yesterday's. It's 47 degrees up here. Wow, it's actually getting into the 50s today.
Well, it's in the 70s over here in South Florida, guys. So I'm not rubbing it in, Slim.
Yeah, you are rubbing it in.
What's going on, Slim? What you got?
Man, I wanted to clear up a few things that I've said all year. I see a lot of the criticism with Dan Enos this year, and I've had some of my own. But my big thing I've tried to tell people is, like that last comment I just made, we're not talented and deep enough yet to be a championship level team. And, people have made comments, Manny got out-coached by this guy, Manny got out-coached by that guy. Yes, Butch Davis and Mac Brown out-coached Manny. I mean, combined, they've been coaching for like 55 years together. What do you expect?
That's a fair point.
You know, to me, it seems like the way football fans have gotten today, it really has turned into, what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
You've got to, me personally, I've been a big proponent of 3-year minimum for any coaching staff. You know, regardless of what they do their first year. And then the point Big Dog made after I said that, you got nothing without an offensive line. And that's something we just don't have yet.
Mm-hmm.
100%. 100%. Slim, I said it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I've said it before. In the entire history of football, you've never had a great offense with a bad offensive line. You can get by with an average offensive line, but with a bad one, you're done. I agree.
And then, like watching the championship games yesterday, and I realize these are more of your elite teams, but DJ Dallas and Cam Harris, they don't have the vision to see holes to run through like a Jonathan Taylor has, like a Travis Etienne has. That's something, you know, all throughout the year I've kind of seen our run game. I think that's why it's so inconsistent, mixed with the bad offensive line. They just don't seem to have the vision to really be able to hit those holes that they need to hit to keep that run game going, which makes your play action work, which makes your pass game work.
I would agree to a certain extent, Slim, but
yeah,
I mean, our running backs were averaging, you know, over 5 yards a carry, over 6 yards a carry.
Well, DJ was averaging over almost 8 at one point. No, the thing is, Slim, I don't agree on the running backs because when I've watched tape, I've seen no holes. I mean, it's not that they, you know, that they were impatient and tried to get there too early, or they waited too long and the hole closed up. I've seen our offensive line get dominated and then get the line of scrimmage is no longer the line of scrimmage. It's a yard behind the line of scrimmage now. And I've seen a lot of that. So I think if you put,
that was always the problem. That was some of the problem.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like the FIU game, for example. You know, that between the 20s, they seem to be running good. You got down inside the red zone, and I don't know if that was FIU's defensive line deciding to stand up, or if that was, you know, DJ tries to be a little cute sometimes with bouncing things around a little too much instead of just finding a hole and committing to it.
Now,
and like I said, that's not
in short yardage, like I can see that. I can see you saying that in short yardage.
Now, my pushback on that, Slim, would be that once we would get inside the 20, I think our red zone play calling was just atrocious, frankly.
And there were times I would agree with that, but there are times like, for instance, they called a sweep with Brevin Jordan. I don't remember what game it was. They called a sweep with Brevin Jordan to a short side of the field. I didn't have a problem with that play call because the problem with that was Brevin Jordan tried to bounce that run all the way to the outside like you would expect a Mike Harley or Jeff Thomas to do, instead of finding a one-on-one matchup and powering his way into the end zone like you would expect a tight end to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, Slim, that play design is designed for him to go outside. The way that
it would be for a tight end, though. If it was Jeff Thomas running that, I would agree with that. But
I got you. I understand. No, your point is valid. Your point is valid. Yeah, your point is absolutely valid. But the thing is, what we have seen, Slim, there's been too many cue calls and not enough. Like, for example, we are 12 games. All we have left is the bowl game, and we still have not thrown one fade to anyone taller than 6'1". So when you see those struggles,
they didn't use Brian Hightower. I mean, maybe he just was showing them something in practice that kept him off the field. I don't know.
But not just,
I'm not there.
But not just. I mean,
no Hightower, no Mallory, no D. Wiggins, no Brevin Jordan, no Michael Irvin, none of those, Slim. That's the problem that I have, is that you're trying all these cute plays, and the absolute staples not using Robert Burns in short yardage. You've seen Robert Burns. He is a north and south runner, and he's a guy that you're gonna have a tough time bringing him up, bringing him down behind the line of scrimmage. We haven't used him. Last game was the first time we used him in short yardage. He got hit by two different players and still got the first down. Those are the things that's my criticism of Enos is you didn't try the cute plays when the normal plays didn't work. You tried the cute plays and didn't try. I mean, how do you not throw one fade to someone taller than 6'1" the entire season?
Yeah, I think the only one I can remember them throwing 82 was KJ.
Yeah, that's
KJ.
it.
And
Jeff, he told me Jeff Thomas was even shorter.
And the ones that were thrown, they resulted in a positive play regardless. It was either a pass interference call or it was a touchdown. I think there was just one fade thrown that wasn't completed.
The one to KJ that was here?
Yeah.
Where
I think Jaren put a little bit too much mustard on it. But besides that, man, every single fade that we did throw ended in something positive, for the Canes in the red zone.
The thing is, Slim, your comment is absolutely valid. Some of the criticism is warranted, though. But in terms of time, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Slim.
Criticism is definitely warranted. Now, granted, I don't necessarily think we have to throw fades to tall receivers. I mean, Braxton Berrios didn't seem to care how tall he was. You throw fades to him, he's 9 times out of 10 going to come down with him, or at the very least going to draw a PI.
Right. Yeah, but it's good to try at least every once in a while.
Yeah, but our number one fade guy was Lawrence Cager last year.
Right.
And we threw 3 fades one time in one set of downs, and we haven't thrown one to a guy taller than 6'1".
Yeah.
So
hey, Slim, but thank you so much for calling in, brother. But we're gonna go ahead and let somebody else get in here because we somehow never seem to hold true to our only a few minutes.
I know. Well, it's our fault, Slim, but thank you so much, Slim, and Slay. Thank you for always supporting our channel.
And for the donations and for your support, Slim, man. Me and the Big Dog really appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, anytime, man. I like what y'all put out.
Thank you, man. You have a good one.
All right, y'all too.
All right, bro. All right. Let's go ahead and open it back up, man. That was a good call, man. I mean, listen,
Hey, he brought some valid points. Absolutely.
He bought some valid points, man. Got a 954 number. I don't know who this is. We're gonna see what's up. What's going on? You're live with Junior and the Big Dog.
Hey, Junior and the Big Dog. How are you?
What's going on, man? Who we got?
My name is Christian. I'm from Utah.
What's going on, Christian?
Not much. Yo, just real quick before I ask a couple of questions I want to ask you too. If you have not subscribed to the latest channel on YouTube right now, Junior and the Big Dog, what are you doing? Go subscribe.
Thank you, partner. Thank you so much.
You guys have an amazing channel. Love it. Love it. And without further ado, I want to ask questions. So, what do you think about? I honestly don't think that Manny Diaz is pushing hard enough. But what do you think about Justin Flo? Like, what do you think he's gonna? I mean, he's saying a lot of good things about Miami. Like, he's enjoyed his visit. He's come for an official visit. He came on a visit on his own.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and go first, Big Dog, if you want. I think I was feeling more fuzzy about Justin Flo before the collapse that we had towards the end of the season, but I think the push has been there because Manny did fly out to go see him. I know Fields was out there as well. I mean, I think we have been pushing, and I think the fact Rohan Marley. I mean, listen, you want to talk about a guy that's really helping out with the flow situation? I think he is as well. So I don't see the lack of effort. I enjoy the fact that, you know, we're still, regardless of the result of the season, man, we're still hard pressed and we're still doing everything possible to go ahead and get him, man. But, you know, as far as what the coaching staff is doing, I do think they're doing enough. Now, as far as our chances of actually landing him, I still think it's between Clemson and Miami, but I do think Miami, you know, falls second, man. Especially, you know, you got the college football playoff right now. You see Clemson's in there. His decision is not going to be until the 18th. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough when you got an idle team like the Hurricanes right now, and you're going to have Clemson playing today as well. And I think, you know, they're gonna beat Virginia handily. So I think that's only gonna improve Clemson's chances. I still give us a shot, but I give us more of a long shot than some other people may think.
They played Virginia last night. They killed them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last night.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They destroyed them. They destroyed Virginia.
Yeah, well, they're going to destroy them regardless. But your question is, you mean as far as the coach, you don't think the coaching staff is doing enough to land flow?
No, I mean, look, here's what I'm saying. It's okay. You see them doing in-house visits with a lot of the recruits, but you don't see them doing that with Justin Flo.
They went.
So that is why I'm saying that.
No, just so you know, that Manny did go out to California and did go in home with Justin Flo, and Stephen Field went out to California. Yeah. So they are now. The thing is, Christian, I think if we were 10-2 instead of 6-6, I would tell you that Justin Flo is going to be a Miami Hurricane. Yeah. Even if we pull out an 8-4 season and we don't lose to FIU and Duke, I still think Justin Flo would probably be a Hurricane. Right now, I think we run a distant second to Clemson because of the way we finish the season.
Okay. And you think, I mean, if I were Manny Diaz, I would get someone maybe like Ray Lewis or Dan Morgan or, you know, or any of those linebackers to go to pay for them to go to California and actually be like, you know what? Okay. And have him just the flow talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. I mean, a lot of times you got to be careful with NCAA rules in terms of having former players visit, you know, recruits. I know he still keeps in touch with Rohan Marley. The guy who I would have liked to see get involved was DJ Williams, because DJ Williams was a number one linebacker from California who had a great career with the Canes and in the NFL. But yeah, I like the idea of using our alumni as much as possible. Even if it's a phone call. Even if it's just a phone call. Absolutely.
No.
Hey.
Okay. Next question, real quick. Do you? And I'm gonna help you guys stay true to your comment. Keep this short. But my next question is: I personally want to see more of Jeremiah Baynes, because that kid has hands. And I also want to see more of Lingard. I don't want to see him transfer. I want to see more of him. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand he was, you know, I don't buy the BS that he was hurt. I just think that they wanted to start. I just think that they wanted to start everyone else but Lingard. That's just my opinion, though.
I got you. We'll go ahead and address that now, man. But we'll let you go, Christian, man. Thank you so much, man. All the way from Utah for calling in, brother, and for supporting the channel, man. We really do appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You too, man.
Yeah, I think that's a legit criticism, because here's the thing, guys, and this is what I want people to understand. When you have, and I understand coaches are every practice and all those things. That's true. Okay, but when you see, like, for example, let's just take Jeremiah Payton, since he used that. Because with Lingard, we don't really know where he was at physically. We do know what we heard and smoke here and smoke there. But then Manny said this past week before Duke that we would probably see Lingard Cam Harris goes down, we still don't see Lingard. We see Robert Burns get 18 carries.
Oh no, we saw him go in.
Right. We
block.
saw him go in to play special teams and to carry Navon Donaldson off the field.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he even played special teams against you. But anyway.
No. I thought he was in for a play as a blocker.
He might have been.
I think he blocked for Burns on a play.
He might have been. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But the
and the thing with Lingard as well, man. You don't know what to believe because it's been weird. Like we kept on hearing early on that he wasn't back. I saw him at the fall practice or one of the practices, and it didn't look like he was ready. But whatever, as the weeks wore on, you started seeing more videos of him pop up, and you're like, oh man, he's ready. And then he himself was like, no, I'm 100%. I'm ready to go.
Right. His father.
And then we not Clavon. I saw Lingard practicing, doing drills at practice, and I did not see the confidence that I think that he needed in that knee. Whether I'm not saying he wasn't physically ready to do it. He was always working off on the side, and I didn't see the same cutting action from Lingard. Like if he was trying to get through the mental block, man. Because listen, when you have, when you tear your knee up, it's not just coming back from the injury. It's getting through it mentally, trusting that knee. You know what I'm saying? You have to trust that knee that is going to hold up when you're making these cuts, man. Especially a guy that fast and that agile and that quick, you need to have trust in the knee. So early on, I don't think he was ready mentally. So then we started seeing conflicting reports saying that, okay, he was ready. And then we started seeing, I think his uncle or something saying that, oh, the coaching staff is playing, games. And then we're hearing about transfer rumors. And then we see Manny come out saying that, no, Lingard came to him and told him that he wasn't ready and whatnot, and that he wanted to redshirt. And then we see Lingard on Instagram story say that, no, that he's 100% ready. So it's like, is he ready or is he not? Like, who are we believing at this point? And then I also saw a comment
we can't believe Manny. Because Manny has said, what you just said, that Lingard came to him and said, mentally, I'm not there and I want a red shirt. And then we see him before the Duke game say that we could possibly see Lingard playing.
Right.
So Manny himself to us has lied. So if he has lied publicly, I'm going to believe that he's lied to the kid too.
Yeah. And then he made a comment too, I guess, when there was, when that bat signal went out, that everybody thought it was Jalen Knight, and he said something around the lines of, "Oh, I can't believe what they're telling these jits," type of thing. That was a comment from Lingard.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm not saying. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and call in Martin. I know you all the way from Botswana. What area code am I looking at for when you call in, man? Because I don't know. Trying to get Martin in here, man. He's calling our way from Botswana.
You mean you don't know the area code for Botswana?
I don't, man. Unfortunately, I don't, man. Yeah, I don't. No, I agree, man. I agree. You can't try. Look, he hasn't shown us. He's gone back and he has said a lot of a very political language. Let's say he said 267. All right, Martin, let's go ahead and get you in here, man. I went ahead and opened it up. I'm going to get to Martin, guys, and then I'll get into anybody else after. I think Clavon said he wanted to call in. We got some more people. LBM, I think, says
Lotso, wanted to call in too.
Lotso wants to call in. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and try to get Martin in here. 267. Go ahead, Martin. See if you could go ahead and call in, man. But yeah, I'm excited to see Jeremiah Payton as well. I think we go.
And that's the point I was making is if right, you have guys, Uncle Joe with the $20 donation. Uncle Joe, thank you so much. That's awesome.
What's going on, Martin?
Hey, I better shut this thing down on my side because I think I'm a few seconds behind because of the feed, just with the transatlantic like sort of underground what do you call it? Wiring and everything.
Okay.
How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Great. Listen, I'll make it quick. because I'm thinking, the one thing I really do want to say, I know there's a lot of criticism of the coaching staff, but I think, the 2020 class, the kids they've recruited, whoever's doing the psychological profiles has done a great job, because this is a stable class. I know, like 2017, 2018, everything was always dramatic. And then these guys, they've just hung in there. We're 6-6. I take my hat off to these young guys, and I also take off my hat to the coaches. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, like when you talk about the problems we have in the trenches, you think about the fact that we evaluated our linemen from 2017. I mean, anybody who watched the Duke game, I was shocked at how far behind guys like K. Leon were. It was just shocking. But other than that, I think I think we want to be patient. This class is a good reflection of how the coaches are looking at recruiting now. We're not getting too many prima donnas, and I think I'm looking forward to a guy like Van Dyke, because I think Jaron needs proper competition, because I think he knows that he's too far ahead of the other two guys. So that's all I have to say, gentlemen. I'm just gonna get back to the thing to hear you. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Martin. Thank you for calling in.
That was, as usual, man. I love talking to Martin, and I love chatting with Martin. He always brings, even when we have disagreed on a point here or there, Martin has always been so spot on with his opinions and his knowledge. And Martin, I just love chatting with you, and you and I both go way back, so we have a larger perspective to look at. And everything you said, you're spot on. The 2020, listen, you guys know I've criticized the coaching staff for things that have happened during the season. In terms of recruiting, I'm like in awe. I am in awe, because being 6-6, I thought, oh, here it comes. Here comes the decommitment train.
Right.
We get Jalen Knighton and Jalen Harrell to commit right after the FIU loss.
Right.
And I'm like, what are these coaches doing? They're doing an amazing job. Eric Hickson, my God, Don Chaney, and you keep Don Chaney, because we had Chaney committed before the staff, but you keep Don Chaney and you get Jalen Knighton.
Yeah.
Hats off to you, man. After a 6-6 season, the fact that this class has stuck together speaks to that character. Also, guys like DeMarcus Van Dyke, David Cooney, first and foremost, those guys, amazing job, an amazing job with proper evaluation of these kids' characters. And we do have some dogs and some true Canes coming in. And the fact that they have hung together, that their group chat, Manny actually referenced it in that radio show with Joe Rose, that it wasn't like the players said, hey, coach, we're sticking with you. No. It was that the players said, coach, we're going to change it. We're going to be the class that changes it.
Yeah.
And he's 100% right on that. 100% right. And go ahead.
Back to his point. Before I get to Martin's point, man, I just want to thank Uncle Joe, man. I was answering Martin's call when you hit that dono, man. Thank you so much for the big donation, Uncle Joe, man. We really do appreciate it, brother, for your support, man.
And Slim Shady again with the donation, also,
man, with a $10 donation. Thank you so much, Slim. He says, I don't think Manny lied. He said, well, hold on. Before I read that comment and we get to Slim Shady's comment, let me finish with Martin's point about the 2017 recruiting class in terms of the offensive line. Listen, we had these questions early on, especially when we gave up the 10 sacks against Florida. We were just like, man, is this really the best 5 that we got out there? Because it was looking bad. It was looking real bad, and we wanted to see some shuffling. We were even talking about maybe whether Zion wasn't ready yet, whether he gained that weight way too fast, and he's was still trying to adjust and trying to learn how to play with all that weight that he gained, man. It came in like at 240, 241, and gained 40 pounds in just a few months. So there were some questions to be had about whether that was the best 5. Okay, and those questions kept on creeping up as the season wore on. And then we saw who we ended up getting back. We got Cleveland Reed back in the class, but Cleveland Reed went ahead and hit the transfer portal. So then we started to have questions like, maybe he's hitting the transfer portal because he sees the difficulties of this offensive line and he's not getting his fair shot and whatnot. And then we start seeing some injuries, especially against that Duke game. And then you see Herbert come in. Okay.
And Hillary.
And then you start seeing like, okay, those were the best 5 that we had out there for the majority of the year. So Martin's point is valid, man. Listen, the guys didn't pan out. George Brown transferred. It didn't look like he was gonna do much. So those points are valid, man. I think we need to recruit better when it comes to the offensive line.
And develop.
Yeah, but development-wise, we need to develop better, big dog. But I do think this offensive line,
Yeah, you can't put it on Butch Berry.
That's what I was gonna say.
I get that. But Kalion Herbert and Zalante Hillary, when they went into the game, they literally looked like they've never played football before. I remember years and years ago when Donovan McNabb was still with the Eagles. There was one game that because of injuries, they had to sign a tackle off somebody's practice squad, and the Giants tied the record for most sacks in the NFL in a game with 12, and it was in large part because that left tackle O.C. Umenyiora had 6 sacks.
Kennedy was a huge miss. That's right, D.
Absolutely. Tommy Kennedy was a huge miss. So those things, when we saw Hillary and Herbert, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of that Monday night game with the Eagles and the Giants, because it looked like Hillary and Herbert didn't even belong on the field. Guys were running by him like they were standing still.
Right.
And he's 100% right with that. We've missed badly on the offensive line.
Yeah. And I know I agree with everything you said when it comes to Martin's point, big dog. I think we do have some dogs in this class, man. And it's not over. It's not over yet.
They've done great. The coaches have done great recruiting and keeping this class together and picking out the right guys in terms of character.
Exactly.
But go ahead and go to Slim Shady's.
Yeah, so Slim Shady, man, thank you so much for the donation, man. I don't think Manny lied. He said Lingard redshirted week 3 or 4. Then Lingard says he's 100%. Week 14, that just says to me 10 or 11 more weeks of practice has him trusting that knee finally. Yeah. But he should have saw some more playing time against Duke then, if that was the case. And
people were saying because of the wet field, and listen, if a guy's coming off a knee, but the game was still to be decided. It wasn't like it was a blowout. So I get maybe the whole wet field thing. Yeah. And the thing is, Slim, we're also going by. When Manny was telling us that he wasn't 100% ready, he was tweeting out that he was.
Yeah.
And then we heard that could be a possible transfer. And then we heard about either his uncle or his father were also saying, hey, why aren't they giving him playing time? Right. And then the following week, Manny comes out and says that Lingard came to him and said he wasn't ready, that he wanted to redshirt. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we hear that. And then we hear DJ Dallas goes down. Oh, no, Lingard might get in the game. Yeah, you might see him.
Yeah.
So, and then we don't see. So that's the thing, Slim, that I understand what you're saying, that maybe he wasn't ready at one point and he became ready later, but that's not the things that Manny was saying. So, and I understand that coaches in college, it's not like the NFL where they because of privacy issues, they don't declare injuries in public. But at the same time, Manny was saying one thing when Lingard was saying another, and then he says this, and then you'll see Lingard. Oh, wait, no, you're not going to see Lingard. Those are the things, Slim, that call his opinions in question. Couple more donations.
Whoa. I just saw these out of nowhere, man.
Thank you guys so much. WDR89. I don't know if you're fairly new to us, but thank you so much, partner. Go ahead and read his comment.
Yeah, thank you so much for the dono, man. He says, if no staff changes are made, do you think Enos changed his philosophy to more spread concepts? No.
And put Uncle Joe's, because Uncle Joe's comment and donation. Uncle Joe, thank you again, partner. And put his comment is also about the spread.
Okay. So Okay, yeah. So it is about the spread, man. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put that on. Uncle Joe, man, thank you once again, man, for the $5 donation. The Junior the Big Dog, and for your other big donation, man. Thank you, Junior the Big Dog, man. We need to go to a spread offense next year. Well, to WDR 89's point, I do not think Enos goes to a spread. I think Enos is stubborn, and I just don't see it happen.
Well, do you think, to his point, because what he runs is the spread coast, do you think he goes to at least more spread concepts?
Okay, Big Dog, we don't need more spread concepts.
You want a spread.
I want a pure spread offense.
You want a pure spread offense.
And
that's fair.
I don't see Enos doing that. I don't see Enos doing that.
That's fair. I agree. I don't see Enos going to a full spread. And I would like to see it. The problem is, guys, there is an extent to which you have to tailor your team to your talent.
Yep.
And our recruiting base in Florida, especially South Florida, screams spread. You got all these fast receivers. You have all these fast tight ends even. You have all these fast running backs who might not be the big, those big burly guys. They'll be the shorter, quicker guys like a Jalen Knighton, like a Cam Harris, those type of guys. It screams for you to run the spread.
Yeah.
It screams for you to run the spread.
Marion, I do think Enos is stubborn because I haven't seen the adjustments as the year went on. I've seen
the problem.
Way too many Q plays in the red zone. I've seen the lack of throwing phase, the lack of utilizing his personnel, which is what we were promised, and that's what I've seen from Enos. And listen,
I mean, even sticking with long play action passes, long plays that are long developing, and with our offensive line not working and our running game not working, and he's still doing the play action passes.
And he's still doing the play actions, Martin. And so that's why I think Enos is stubborn, because and I feel like we're a broken record when we say this, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And that's something that we saw from Enos all year, man. Right. So I do think he's stubborn, and he just looks like he has that stubborn personality because he's fired. He looks like he has a stubborn personality.
And there's, listen, there's something to be said, and you're never going to have a great offense with a bad offensive line. That's true.
More up tempo. I'm down with that as well.
More up tempo, but there's ways that you can scheme to try to hide your offensive line as much as possible, and we didn't see Enos do that. Yeah. So that's the thing, and I would like to see a true spread.
All right, so let me go ahead and open it back up, man. Go ahead. We've gotten some good calls. All right, let me go ahead and open it back up. For those of you that don't know about the number, let me go ahead and put it back in here just for you guys. All right.
Oh, Laura was mentioning about the spread coast. It's a mixture of the spread and the West Coast. It's a multiple offense, very similar to what the Saints run, very similar to what the Patriots run in the NFL. You do see it some in college football, but not a bunch. The spread is definitely the king of the roost when it comes to offenses in college football, and obviously the air raid and those type of things. But that's why he calls it, or it's called the spread coast.
All right, we got somebody on the line, Big Dog. What's going on? You're live with Junior and the Big Dog. What we got?
You got D Howard.
What's going on, D?
Say, D?
How you doing, fellas? My question is, if we manage to land Justin Flo Green, the linebackers that we're trying to get, do we switch back at least sometime to the 4-3?
I already knew.
That's a great question.
I already knew what was coming, man. That's a heck of a question right there.
That's a great question. Yes.
Linebackers and that speed, we can afford to play the 4-3. At least run it sometime. At least on first and second down, and then go to the other defense with
the striker.
The striker.
Linebacker, the striker doing like third down.
D, I am 100% with you. I am 100% with you, D. I think
learn how to throw a fade. Every college throw the fade.
Yep.
They live off the fade. we to throw a fade.
Mm-hmm.
At least try it. We be in the red zone and we don't even try it. We try all these stupid trick plays and don't throw the fade.
And
what coach, what offensive coordinator that live in Florida? I grew up in Miami, Florida. It rains all the time, on and off. We cannot predict the rain. That's why we needed the indoor facility, the practice facility, right?
Mm-hmm. What
coach in Miami, Florida, that don't know to laminate his play?
Hey, 100%, man.
Since it's Sunday, I know it's already afternoon. Since it
championship game to go watch my high school Miami Northwestern play. I guarantee them coaches know it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So, and then I know we go down to our recruiters go to Miami. Like I done seen Diaz. I went down there to one of the Miami Northwestern games. I seen Diaz on the sideline. You watch these kids playing these offenses in this spread offense in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recruiting these kids from South Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why won't we put them in the same offense that they play in high school?
That's a great question.
It's easier for them to learn the playbook.
That's a great
question.
question.
Have so many mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go down there and watch high school football in Miami, Florida, everybody damn near run the spread. It's very few teams that run multiple backs, do all that. And my last question is, why don't we throw the ball to our running backs coming out the backfield? I don't mean like screens. I mean like coming out the backfield.
Yeah, like a wheel route.
But I seen plays where they use their running back in ways that we never use our running back in the passing game. And our running backs can catch. DJ Dallas used to be a receiver, a running back, a quarterback in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He did it all. So you telling me we can't use him coming out the backfield? You telling me we can't get 5 yards by having him go like he's running a wheel route and then cut back in across the linebacker? It's all kind of things we can do. And do we ever sit down and watch film? Because we can actually, they do it in the NFL. We can still play some other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't understand like the mindset. I'm not saying I'm the smartest man in the world, but come on, some stuff is common sense. Like laminating your plays.
Every single thing that you said, every single thing that you just said in this phone call is 100% correct. Where if I was in church, I'd be yelling amen. And even Stevie Wonder can see that everything that you said is it's indisputable. Indisputable. Great phone call.
How can Duke coaches be more prepared than us to deal with the rain? It should be impossible. It
Absolutely.
On and off in Florida.
Yep.
We have like the craziest weather when it come to rain. I was down there for Thanksgiving and it rained on and off.
Mm-hmm.
In the summer, it rains every day in South Florida.
Yeah.
My birthday in March, and I swear that's like the worstest month in the world because it rains every year, all year on my birthday in Miami. Yep. I swear every March 31st, it rains.
Yep.
And it rains a lot in Miami. And I'm like, okay, why don't they know these things? How can our kids be prepared to pay for the play in this rain, in this weather, in high school, but they not prepared in college?
Yeah.
Yep.
And many really need to realize, people like me who grew up in football, stop shooting us bull crap. We want to keep you as a coach, but don't play with our intelligence like we dumb, because we're not. We read through that bull crap. I'd rather you come up here and tell us, look, man, we had a bye week. We bullshitted around during the bye week. I hate the way this is going. Sometimes it's hard to get these kids to listen. I will respect you more than coming in there trying to shoot us some bull politic crap. That's my biggest problem with Manny. Not that he's getting out coached by coaches that have been around forever. It's that he's playing with our intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to make, right now we're going in circles, and this really is insanity
because they're not adapting. Where are the second half adjustments?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
D,
Hey, D.
For taking my call, guys.
No, you are killing it, D. You killed that call.
Yeah, D.
A monster phone call, D.
This was the D segment on Junior the Big Dog, because honestly, man, there's nothing that you just finished saying that we could even dispute. So 100%, man. Thank you so much for the phone call, and we'll go ahead and address some of the things that you said. So thank you so much once again, man.
Thank y'all, man. Love the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, D. Yeah, D.
Hey,
D
man.
was spitting fact after fact after fact.
I wasn't even gonna. You can't interrupt that man and with everything that he was saying. There is nothing that
Here
man
you go.
said that you
Here you
can
go. I can't drop this mic because that was a mic drop.
That's it. That's
Mic
it.
drop.
But that goes to the point that I was trying to make earlier about Dan Enos being I'm gonna get to you, Slim Shady, man. Thank you so much for your another $10 donation. I'm gonna get to you to what you said right now. But that goes back to the point that I was trying to make about Dan Enos being stubborn, man. We haven't seen a lot of things that we were being promised. We you know, with this offense, and everybody saw motion in the meetings with the players, and everybody was going crazy. And then the spread coast, you know, we broke it down on our channel. We haven't seen it. Like D said, man, we haven't seen. When do you remember seeing a wheel route, Big Dog, for one of our running backs?
Angle routes. The Texas route.
The Texas route.
That little Texas route. Yep.
That's it. We haven't seen that. We haven't.
And we have some of the most athletic running backs in space in the country.
Yeah.
In the country. When have you seen the first guy when it's one-on-one tackle a Cam Harris or DJ Dallas?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Maybe the first guy tackles if they're in traffic, but like that where there's space, you got no shot.
Yeah. But
he's absolutely right. We never do those things.
We don't. And listen, like he's saying right there, as a quarterback coach, man, I think he's great. I think he's even elite. But Enos, man, like I wouldn't have this much of a problem with you if we saw some of the adjustments. Like your offensive line has its deficiencies, and you're not running the football. You're averaging 2.5 yards a carry against a team like Central Michigan, and you're still running play actions
and long developing play actions.
Long developing play actions.
They're not the little play action where you sort of do one of these. No, they're you hold the ball out and it's a long developing play action. Man,
it's just there's things that you're not seeing. You're not seeing the adjustments. You're not seeing the. And look, Woodboy just said it, man. And this is going to address what Slim Shady said. Woodboy, I just lost it. Woodboy, man, where you at?
Times have changed. We need a true spread offense. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because times have changed. And you know what? Maybe the offense that Enos is trying to run would work if we had.
No, we had a lot of success back in the 80s running pro-style offenses.
Right.
But you know what happened? Here's the thing. If I ask you right now, give me the best Miami head coaches of all time. Quick. Off the top.
Schnellenberger, Jimmy Johnson.
Okay. Nobody would answer Dennis Erickson, who, oh, by the way, won 2 national championships with what type of offense? A one-back offense, which was revolutionary at that time.
Right.
Okay, go on YouTube. Dennis Erickson on YouTube has 5, 6, 7 videos where he goes into detail, where he's giving complete clinics on the one-back offense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so even though back in Bernie's day, we ran a complete pro style, well, a lot of colleges were running the veer and the triple option, and they're running those type of offenses, like programs like Oklahoma and Nebraska. We were running pro style, right, which helped us recruit. But the point is that now in high school, in our feeder base, go ahead. I'm sorry, Slim. Thank you for the donation.
Yeah.
read his whole comment because
Yeah.
it was about the spread, which I want to get to.
Yeah, he says, why would he run a true spread? Miami made its name on running NFL offenses, and that is what he is doing. But it's going to take time. Running spread is playing the short game. Enos is playing the long game.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, the spread isn't really isn't a question of short and long. The question is the way when you have multiple formations, the quarterback under center, those are the things that Enos uses, Slim. And the thing is, here's the problem. Okay, you had 3 quarterbacks on our roster. I should say we have more. We have like 5 or 6 on our roster. You had 3 quarterbacks competing for the starting job this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jaron, Nkosi, and Tate Martell.
Yeah.
None of the 3 had experience from under center.
Yeah.
None of the 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, mind you, Tyler Van Dyke does, because Tyler Van Dyke actually plays. They play like a multiple style of offense, so he does have experience from under center. The thing is, if your recruiting base is playing the spread, listen, how do you think the spread started going into the NFL?
Yeah.
It started because the NFL didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because it was like these guys that we're getting, these offensive linemen can't play pro style offenses. And these offensive linemen are struggling. And our quarterbacks, remember, guys, how many Big 12 quarterbacks did we have that were flops in the NFL? Complete flops.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't have that. Why? Because they're running more college style offenses, which more spread concepts in the NFL.
Yeah.
So the thing is, our recruiting base, you're recruiting guys from high schools that almost exclusively run the spread.
Yeah.
Run the spread. And that way you can use your freshmen even more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now you have a situation like Mark Pope, his freshman year, he couldn't even see the field, and he said it himself because he didn't understand the playbook.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I know you guys. Hey, I know you guys are going hard on Slim, man. But you know what? Hey,
No,
just because somebody has a different opinion, man, does not mean that the guy's an idiot or he doesn't like. Hey, we're all entitled to have different opinions, man, and we value Slim's opinion, man, regardless if we agree with it or not, man. I mean, that's what formulates conversations, and
Slim,
it is what it is, man.
Slim, what you were saying, my point of the NFL, if you remember, look at NFL games nowadays. The shotgun isn't used anymore in just passing situations. You have guys in the shotgun in the NFL on first down. 15 years ago, you never saw that.
Right.
In the NFL. Those are spread concepts.
Right.
So now you have teams that are running spreads 60% of the time. Right. 70% of the time in the NFL. You know, that does it. Now Marcus does bring up a point. Spread concepts don't allow kids to run a full route tree. Okay. You do. The way that they do their patterns is a little different in a true spread. I see, Marcus, I don't mind if Enos would have incorporated some of those concepts into his spread is one thing. But what I didn't like is the stubbornness of slow developing play actions, getting him under center, even when our offensive line is struggling. Those type of things, I think he should have adapted better. Yeah. But, we're getting a lot of guys from the of South Florida, and man, they run spread almost exclusively.
Yeah. Hey, big dog, let's go ahead and get to one more caller, man, before we go ahead and get out of here and NFL football gets on its way, man. So I'm gonna open up the line once again, and you guys man, I hope they're showing the Niners and the Saints over here. Let me know if they're showing the Niners, and obviously I'm gonna watch the Dolphin game, but I want to see that Niner game too, man. So go ahead and call in, guys. We'll take one more call before we go ahead and get out of here, man. All right, we got somebody from LA calling in. What's going on? You're on with Junior and the Big Dog. Who we got?
What's good? It's Lauren.
What's going on, Lauren?
What do you say, Lauren?
Man, seeing all the comments, it's pretty funny. I think Dan Enos needs to go. I think it's pretty clear. If you look at what the offense has done, you cannot be worse than what we were last year. I think we had a historically bad offensive system and production from the Hurricanes last year, and we go and produce even worse this year. I mean, I think the proof is in the numbers. Numbers don't lie, right? Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Danny Enos has not done a good job at the University of Miami. And not to mention, I personally, my question to y'all is, like, do you think he's going to get fired? I know a lot of people have seen it and said that he's not going to get fired because he hasn't gotten fired yet. I personally think that we don't have anybody to run his offense if we do let him go for the bowl game. So my personal opinion is that we let him go after the bowl game. What do y'all think?
Good question, Laura. Go ahead, Judy. You answer first.
Okay, this is my thing with the whole Dan Enos thing. It'll make us look bad as a program because you see him on the recruiting trail with, Tyler Van Dyke and other guys. And I'm sure guys like Tyler Van Dyke and other guys that Dan Enos is visiting to come join us on this offense, they're, I would think, trying to get some assurances that Dan Enos is going to remain in place. Now, I understand that if he were to get fired, right now is not the time to do it because of recruiting, and it wouldn't be a good look for our program. It wouldn't be a good look for the offensive recruits that we have coming in, and it'll just be a little chaotic to do any of firings. That's why I wasn't on board with the firings after the Duke game. Especially the things that we were hearing about. When it comes to recruiting. Now, I don't believe he's gonna get fired because I just think it'll be bad for a bad image, and I just don't see it. I don't see Enos being on that recruiting trail and talking to these kids if he wasn't given some assurances from Manny. If they didn't sit down after the Duke game and maybe Manny sat down with him and told him, because Manny did say, he said, everything needs to be evaluated, and that's including the offense. So maybe he sat down with Enos, maybe he had a conversation. Maybe Manny gave him somewhat of an ultimatum, whatever it may be. But I just, it's hard to be on the recruiting trail telling these kids to come in and things that promises, because you give kids promises, whether it's, the things that they can do in the offense that you're running, whether it's how they fit perfectly for the offense that you're going to run. And regardless of the outcome of the bowl game, if he gets fired after the bowl game, how's that going to look for recruiting? So me personally, I don't think he's going to get fired. I think if we don't see necessary changes, next year, then I think he is gone. But then I think Manny as well is possibly going to be even more on the hot seat. So that's my take on the situation. What do you think, Big Dog?
I think that's probably 100% correct. I think that's probably 100% correct. I don't see him leaving. Now, Lauren, was your question, is he going to be gone or should he be gone?
Well, I think he should absolutely be gone, and I don't disagree with anybody. Will he be gone? And my thing is, like, if the offense comes out stagnant against whoever we play in the bowl game, and we're not playing anybody in that bowl game, I think Bandy has kind of like a gift in front of him, because he can just say, well, we didn't improve. We had a month prepare for the bowl game, and the offense still looked like crap. I think he's well within his right to terminate, contract. I think that would be, I'm not rooting for it because I'm a Hurricane. I want us to win. Right. But if we come out looking like crap again, then, there's no way he shouldn't get fired. And I think he has the ammunition. That's just me.
He has the what? What'd you say?
I think he has the ammunition to fire him if we come out stagnant.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take that in a two-part. In a two-part. One, should he be fired? I'll say this. He has disappointed me in terms of his ability to adapt. I do think he is a very good QB coach. I think he is a below average offensive coordinator and play caller. Is it because when you talk about getting rid of someone, Lauren, you have to think who's going to take his place. Now, if Manny does that and brings in a Larry Fedora or a Major Applewhite or a T. Martin or someone who's going to run a true spread, which I think fits our recruiting base much better than what Enos runs, then I'd be all for it. If it's to can him, just to can him, Junior's point is valid. This 2020 class has stuck together, and I'd hate to rock the boat and then guys start falling out of the boat from this recruiting class. But if Manny sees that there's somebody out there that can really make our offense, listen, look at the difference LSU from last year to this year. And again, I'm not comparing, because they have those wide receivers and they have a much better offensive line. I get that. But look at the difference even in Joe Burrow with a new offensive coordinator, and now he's winning the Heisman. Last year, he was 11 of 24 against us. So those are things that I would say, if that guy is out there and we can get him, I would say after the bowl game, that would be the time to do it. I do think Manny is considering it. The fact that Manny spoke out specifically about how poorly our offense played after looking like they had turned the corner, I think Manny is definitely considering offensive changes. So if it were to happen, I don't think it happens until after the bowl game, but you have to make sure that you get somebody in here who will be attractive to those recruits.
Yeah, for sure. One more thing I would say is, like, for me, I'm hella impressed with what we've done with recruiting. I've pushed some 6 to 6 like that. It's crazy that we're where we are with recruiting. Now, I think that this kind of class, the way they put together, like, if we do let go of Dan Enos, like, if 6 and 6 is the chance of this class, I don't think firing Dan.
That's fair. That's a fair point, Lauren. Yeah, that's a fair point.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like, if Enos is good and we get better, I don't care. It's not about Dan Enos. Like, I just want the offense to be better, bro. We've had 15 years of being good on one side of the ball and terrible on the other. I'm tired of it. I just want to see improvement.
I got you, man.
Lauren, those are all fair points.
Hey, Lauren, before we let you go, man, hey, are you still making music or what?
Yeah. I'm low key right now.
You're low key right now. Hey, I gotta say, man. Hey, I'm a fan of your music, man, and the message you put out, and I just think it's super dope, man. So don't give up on that, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
All right,
Thank
man.
you, Lauren. Thank you.
Have
for
a
the
good
call.
one.
Thank you, Captain Trips, for the donation. Thank you so much, Captain Trips.
Hey, Lauren, LAWREN, man.
Yes.
Check out his music on YouTube, man. He dope artist, man. Great message, man. And it's super dope, dope. You guys check that out, man. Captain Trips, man. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Slim Shady Canes. Manny also said on that same Joe Rose show, quote, "I'm worried about changing the culture, not the coaching staff."
I heard that comment too.
Yeah, he did, man.
I heard that comment too. Yeah, Slim. I mean, listen. Okay, we do percentages here. So you want me to give you a percentage? I think it's 70% that Dan Enos is our offensive coordinator come September of next year.
How much? What did you give?
70 that he stays.
I'm with that.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
Yeah, Slim. So I get you. And listen, do we change the culture? That's 100% something that's needed. That's why when people, this became a thing that they were arguing, is it just all the coaches or is it just all the players? Or it's a combination, guys. It's a combination. The players need to be held accountable. The coaches are the most accountable because those are the adults in the room. And the culture isn't right. The coaches haven't done enough to change it, and the players are accountable for not having it. Right. Like I always tell people, when people say, well, it's not on the players, they're just kids. Okay, who was our head coach in 2001 when we won the national championship and reeled off 34 consecutive victories? 11 of those victories, 10 of those were Butch Davis, but the other 24 were who? Larry Coker. Okay, do you think Larry Coker had anything to do with the players' culture at Miami? No. I never saw Larry Coker get upset with the referee, much less the player. So the players are the ones that got Larry Coker his job.
Yeah.
And they didn't need a coach to be accountable.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. It's everything, and the culture does need to be changed, but Manny has to have the will, the fortitude, and the perseverance to do it. And what he's done this year makes me question that he can.
Yeah.
Or that he's willing to.
With that
Go
being
ahead.
said, man, hey, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Thank you so much, Slim Shady. You blew us up today on the donation, man. Thank you so much for your phone call, your input. You know, everybody else that called, Uncle Joe, your donations, Michael Taylor. I know I'm forgetting some. Chuck Mobeer, all you guys for your donations.
Michael Taylor, but Michael Love. I thought it was Michael Love.
Oh no, man. It's Michael. It was Michael.
Yes.
Michael.
Michael knows what it means.
Suited up, Michael.
Yes.
Suited up.
Looking very dapper. I think he looks like a
gentleman, if I gotta say myself.
Yes, he looks like a CEO in his avatar in his picture.
Yeah, man. But hey, no, for real. Thank you so much, guys. If you are new here, like it says here on the screen, man, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 2,000 subs, man. We're almost there. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already, man. Hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime we do upload a video. Check us out on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. And yeah, man, with that being said, man, NFL Sunday is on the way, man. So tomorrow night, 8 p.m., Category 5, Junior and the Big Dog are going to go live with the Wholesome One and Paul from Miami Hurricanes Talk, man. So be sure to check that out, man. We'll go ahead and start putting out some thumbnails and whatnot so you guys can get, notified of that. But with that being said, man, hey, thank you so much for joining us once again, man. You guys have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy NFL football. We'll see what bowl game we're going to get. And yeah, so with that being said,
it's always all about this you. Thank you guys.
So much.
Have a great Sunday.
Absolutely.